was, I think it was a Friday evening, 19th of July, 1996, and went to dinner at Diamondback after, and Ry was with some of his friends from school, and we were going to go home and hit the sack like we normally do, and Ry went to a party with some of his friends down in Crystal Falls, and we got a call about midnight, close to midnight on that night, that he had been in a car accident. And so we gathered our wits and headed to where we were told the accident scene was. And when we got there, of course, there was a throng of people, fire trucks and all that kind of thing. And we saw Ry's truck upside down in this ditch off Crystal Falls Road. And then we were told that he was being metaflighted to Sonora. So we grabbed Holly, took off, and we went down to where the heliport was at the time, is where AT&T is now, down near Applebee's. And I remember getting out, and they were unloaded him from the ambulance onto the helicopter. And I asked the paramedic, you know, how does it look? She said it doesn't look good. Anyway, we got to Memorial North, and they ushered us into what they call the quiet room. And I remember that quiet room was very cold and very dark, and the doctor came in and spoke to us for a few minutes and said that Ryan had sustained fatal injuries. I always remember driving back home. By then it was about, I don't know, 5:30 or so in the morning, and seeing the sun come up, and couldn't believe that the sun was coming up. And life goes on, another day. He was an old soul. He was an old soul. He was a kid who he seemed to value the things that really aren't here anymore, like hard work, and honesty, and fairness. And he had a drive that I haven't seen too many kids have. But again, he was a kid just like all of us at one time.
Paul was in prison. Things were tough, but he found some sense of purpose in it. And God in that. And you guys have to incredibly. Tell us a bit of your journey and how you found and what you found in terms of purpose and relationships, priorities, and God in the midst of tragic situation in your life.
Well, there's a song, part of the lyrics go, "God will never be the same again." And it's 100% true. I mean, God is the strength, is the rock. Doesn't make it easy. It'll have been 15 years ago this happened on Tuesday, and yet it's as fresh as it happened yesterday. I can't imagine trying to live life without God. We would survive, unless we took our life or something, we would survive, but God has given us the ability to thrive in spite of what's happened.
You can answer either question or both. But how, I'm wondering too, how your relationship with God is compared on that side and this side, or whatever you want to share.
I think for myself that it was, there was always a foundation, but with this experience, it was total conviction of what God had done for us in the midst of such brokenness. And I mean, that's where we went. That was without, it wasn't a journey of not knowing and then going there. It was from the get-go. It was like we knew that God's hand was in everything with Ry that night. And certain things in life just you can't deny. So when this happened, it's like, you know, the conviction that we had to know that God had something special in store. And, you know, for daughter, Holly, you know, there were some scary times with her because she and I were so close, and yet she has just blossomed unbelievably in faith, you know. So it's almost like on a daily basis you can feel the depth of God's love and knowing what He's done in our lives, because it wouldn't be good.
How has God used you that way in the lives of others? I mean, there's been a real sense of purposefulness to your life, specifically related to that tragedy of losing Ryan. Tell us a little bit about that. And on the one hand, if it hadn't been here, I would do it anyway. He said, Steve, boy, I know you will, but let me just say, go right Gary and Jeans, you know? Because there's a connection there that I haven't. Right? But how has God done that in a variety of ways in your life?
Well, it has, you know, you mentioned compassion, you know, on the screen earlier. It's an awareness that you have that we didn't have before, obviously, because we didn't feel that. And so it has given us a compassion. It's given us maybe more purpose or a way to connect with other people who have experienced the same thing.
Have you had some opportunities to do that?
Oh, we've had lots of opportunities. Maybe a few we've missed too, but we've had situations where we have been able to connect with people. It's never comfortable, but you know, it's funny because the barriers come down pretty quickly. When it'd be like you sharing with someone who's had the same type of cancer. Okay, that you've had, in other words, you guys are on the same page.
There's some kind of validation that you have experienced that, and so there's a depth even maybe that you didn't know the people. There's a depth that goes from the beginning because you've experienced the same thing and you can feel a similar thing, or, you know, I don't know.
It's amazing how different we might be from someone that we've shared that experience. It's amazing how much we immediately have in common.
Exactly.
So how do you find, I mean, you guys are cheerful, joyful.
That's a cheerful.
This moment, tell us just briefly, how you found joy? How does that impact your life?
I remember coming on, people would say to us, how do you do it? And see, his first reaction was, we don't have a choice. And I said, no, that is your choice. That is your choice, that you just pick yourself up, you go on. God is so good and so unbelievable in every aspect that, you know, it's kind of like just that lifeline that just says, you know, you can believe that the sun can come up. You can put a smile on your face. You can have fun again. You can look forward to things. Be enthusiastic, even in spite of that, because the alternative is a dark, black, miserable hole that has no up at all. And I mean, I think it's baby steps that you start that way, and then you recognize we can do this, and you do, and you're convicted, and then you feel the love of God, and you're like, how could I turn my back on the very thing that is getting me through everything? And so it is a process. It's not like an overnight, okay, you know, rise in heaven and we're all good with that. No, it is an incredible sadness that comes. Part of that is the joy that you have hope and that there is a meaning to the whole thing.
Thanks for being examples of that in our midst in so many ways. Let us pray for you again and then pray for us. Father, thanks for Steve and Susie and the way that you have broken through into their lives in new ways and in powerful ways through even a tragic life experience. We pray that you will continue to use them in growing ways to bring the love of God and passion of a person alongside people to experience similar hardships and tragedies. Father, I pray that you want Susie just shared exactly what your word says would be our portion this morning. That if there are areas of our life where we need to break through by starting with a heart of gratitude and then choosing to serve others, to live a life out of a right relationship with you, help us to be available to the work of your Spirit this morning, to bring out of our prison, whatever that might be, the reality of joy as we live out your purpose, even against the backdrop of the hardship and the difficulty. Grant us that gift of joy, we pray, in new ways. We ask it in Jesus' name.